Hey, what's up? This is MLG. Back to the train yard, and with all this hobo-ness going on, and I received so I am presently building the not building but working on this Mage the Ascension campaign. And every time I go back to World of Darkness, because I kind of go back to it on a yearly basis kind of thing. Every time I go back to World of Darkness, I always I'm gonna show you something. This is really World of Darkness to me. Like, I arrive here and I see this. You see, like, this is clearly a place where people chill out. If you see this, there you go. And this is exactly the same kind of spot where I was, where there was some real hobo. There's real hobo going on here. This is the real deal. But anyway, so yeah, so every time I go back to World of Darkness, I always ask myself, so if I want to create that different experience, if I want to have this, I had a guy from France, his name is Albin. He wrote me an email and we talked about the difference between the settings and the systems and the experience that comes out of the game. So what is the proposition, what is the stuff that the game sells you? And for me, World of Darkness always has been this problematic game. Well, World of Darkness, I mean Vampire, Mage, whatever, is they sell you something. They tell you, alright, so this is gonna be a storytelling experience, and they make use of this semantic field of chapters and chronicles and story arc and scenes and all this semantic field of writing. So the game master is a storyteller and the people are the protagonists and all that. And so a lot of people, so the game is, it sells you this idea that you're not doing the same thing as D&D, you're doing something else. There's a structure to it, and it's gonna be like writing fiction, basically. And then the setting propose some kind of a gothic punk, really dark. World of Darkness, obviously really dark, modern contemporary, like horror almost, even if I don't agree with that feel of story. So you have werewolves and vampires and ghosts and mages and all kinds of stuff, the hunters that hunt them, and then you have the system, and the system is called the storyteller system. But that's another thing, it calls itself storyteller, but it's just a name really, because it doesn't have any mechanic that reinforce narrative structure whatsoever in it, right? Like, there's no mechanic to allow you to change decisions. There's no mechanic that allows you to structure your narrative decision making. It's just a task-based resolution mechanic, really basic, really. It's good. It's nice. It has a nice feel to it. I like it, but it's not. It doesn't deserve storyteller system. I mean, there's really cool system out there that really is, you roll the dice to decide tropes, and you roll the dice to change the decision that has been made or influence the decision that has been made. Anyway, so it calls itself storyteller, and it has all this proposition in it. And the problem, why every time I come back to it, the problem I have is that the game doesn't tell me how to tell the story at all. It doesn't, it gives me a couple input about what it is to write fiction kind of thing, but I know our book is organized, really. So it is not So how do you do it, you know? And I did this video a couple of years ago. I'm doing it again because I just don't know. People gave me a couple cues. There is really good videos out there, like Gentleman Gamer have a really nice touch on how to GM World of Darkness. I like Main Man as well, how he does it. And what I notice is that most people, what they do when they play Storyteller, they play World of Darkness, is that they come back to this third person. Instead of talking in first person, they go back and forth, but most of the time they go in third person. So they call their character by their names, like John is going there and he's doing this, and he's all acting, and they describe in third person. So he or she is doing everything, and they don't really they talk in character sometimes, so they go back and forth, but they always introduce that first person through the third person kind of thing. So I see that a lot, and I see a really slow pace out there. So I guess that's how you do it, right? I guess that's how you do it. So my purpose with this video here is that, okay, so how can you know, a lot of people, and I discussed this in the past, a lot of people mention how, you know, Vampire the Masquerade, when it's not done right, it becomes like this superhero game. Same probably with Mage, obviously, you know, where you create these super powerful beings, and it becomes like this action movie where, okay, now we need Gatling guns to kill each other, and then tanks, and bring back the monster from the progenitors, and, you know, like we're gonna invade this planet. Like, for me, it's a matter of tone and theme. And the thing is that it's really abstract concept. It's not an easy thing to create. Like when you wanna create a tone, the book, now World of Darkness do a great job of explaining these in the book, but it feels like, I don't know if it's either the people who skip these parts or they're just hard to understand. I've been going through, you know, some of the Mage's theme and tone, and some of the Splat book that describes it, but it feels like it's quite abstract. I'm, you know, I don't want to mess it up. I don't want to I don't want the game to become something that it's not supposed to. And this is the thing I was discussing with that guy from France in the email, is that there's the distinction between what the system propose you and what the setting propose you. And so a game proposes an experience, and for me that experience is supposed to be both of the setting and the system and the engine together, you know, allowing for a specific type of experience that if you take that setting and you put it in another game because you don't like the mechanic, it's not gonna do it. And my point is that if you want to play Mage Ascension, or if you want to play Vampire the Masquerade, you gotta use the Storyteller system, and you gotta use the game, the setting. Even if the system, you know, doesn't change much about what storytelling is supposed to be, because it doesn't have storytelling mechanic in it. So when I mean storytelling mechanic, I'm talking about all these modern indie games that does it. So if you don't know about that, I strongly recommend you dig stuff like Archipelago, Fiasco, or I don't remember the name right now, but it's a Chinese name. Some Shock does it. So, you know, these games that have these strong storytelling mechanic embedded in them. But the thing is that even if I take a game like Feed, who does that, and I play Vampire the Masquerade in it, it is not gonna be the same experience as the true old World of Darkness. And there's something interesting in that I wanna share and I wanna discuss, is that even if the game doesn't do it the only way I'm gonna be able to get that true experience is by playing it by the rules. And it creates that new layer of perspective where, wow, this video is a total mess of a ramble, but it creates that new perspective where it's not just about the right system for the right setting. It's not just about, you know, doing hybrids of whatever for your taste. There's an aesthetic. There's something relevant about that aesthetic achievement of saying, all right, I've been through that shit, I've been reading that mess of a book, and I've been playing that mess of a system, but we did it. We had that true Mage the Ascension experience. You know, the game is clunky, it has all kinds of stuff that is just bad that we've seen in modern games that they made it way better. But that's what it is, that's the thing. And it's relevant, there is something there. For me, it's like I said, it's some kind of an aesthetic goal, you know, it's like an aesthetic journey to that old school type of gaming kind of thing. And yeah, so I was you know, this video was about, you know, what it is, what is that experience, how do you create that true experience. I've been criticized for that word, true experience. People don't like it, but I think that if you read the book, it's written black on white that it's supposed to be a gothic punk game about intrigue. You know, let's say Vampire, for example, it's a gothic punk game about intrigue in the Kindred Society, and that is on the backdrop of what it is to, you know, be newly what they say, changed into a vampire. I don't know if they have a word, I don't remember, but so leaving your humanity, fighting that beast, inner beast, into the backdrop of that political intrigue thing in a gothic punk feel. But like I said, most of the game they don't achieve that. So when you, so my question to you out there, before I lose myself in this video, is how do you do it? How do you cope with allowing a system to be able to do what the setting proposes when it's obvious that it doesn't? So I'm gonna repeat that question in another way, like how do you deal? How do you manage to achieve the proposed experience of a game by using a system that doesn't really help you do so according to a specific setting? Vampire the Masquerade for me is a good example. But the thing though, the reason why I keep doing this video is that because I have faith. I've seen it done right, so it's possible, it's doable. And when I'm trying to figure out like how they do it, what I see is a slow pace, a lot of ambience through long descriptions, and the people talking in third person. And that's what I get right now. Like, so any ideas? What do you guys think about this? How do you run your World of Darkness game? How do you play as a player your World of Darkness game in order not to fall into the superhero thing and just not doing what it's supposed to do, well, what the proposition is? So alright, thank you for watching, talk to you soon.